Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you've ever fired up Gas Station Simulator, you already know we are taking a deep dive into a world that goes from a quiet, peaceful desert highway to complete and utter chaos in the blink of an eye. Literally, 1 minute you're calmly pumping gas, and the next, boom, a sandstorm hits. Customers are piling up at the register, horns are blaring in your ear. It's hilariously overwhelming. But hey, do not worry, because today we're looking at the ultimate management blueprint. We're going to break down structured, thoroughly tested strategies pulled directly from the source material. This isn't just about surviving the early game, it's about building a highly profitable, massive highway empire.
Okay, let's dive into our thematic roadmap for today. We are taking you from an overwhelmed beginner to a true highway tycoon. First up, taking control of chaos. Then we'll look at maximizing your profit margins, followed by managing hazards and headaches. And finally, we will wrap up with scaling your highway empire.
All right, Section 1. Taking control of chaos. Basically, this is your survival guide for the early game.
Now, when you first start out, the sheer stress is incredibly real. You've got honking customers, overflowing trash, floors that are just totally covered in muddy footprints. It feels like you're constantly drowning, right? Well, this brings us to our very first major strategy, and it's something beginners get wrong all the time. Listen to this. There are no recurring costs or penalties for closing your shop. None. The absolutely biggest mistake you can make is operating under a 24/7 panic. You might feel this intense psychological pressure to keep those doors open constantly just to make a few bucks. But if your shelves are bare and the station is a mess, you need to hit the brakes. Seriously, just walk over and manually flip that sign to closed. By doing this, you instantly take back control of your own reset pace. You can clean up, order stock, and get organized without the stress of horns honking at you. It is a vital tycoon takeaway. You have to dictate the pace of the game. Do not let the game dictate your pace.
But you know, what happens when the chaos literally isn't your fault? Have you ever had a delivery truck just get hopelessly wedged into a wall? Or maybe you've looked outside and seen a customer's car literally hovering in midair. Yeah, these frustrating physics glitches are just a reality of the simulation, and they do a lot more than just look funny. A stuck vehicle instantly blocks traffic. That means zero new customers, which means your cash flow completely and entirely halts.
So when this happens, you need a quick fix, right? You need to look near the main road for a very specific red button featuring a small alien icon. This is basically your master reset button mechanic. Pressing it instantly commands the game to automatically sweep away and reset all vehicles and NPCs in the immediate area. It's like magic. It instantly clears out those bizarre traffic jams and hovering cars, allowing the regular profitable flow of customers to safely return to your pumps. Every single second your station is blocked is literal money lost out of your pocket. So always remember exactly where this button is located. It is your ultimate emergency valve for when the physics just decide to totally act up.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point about hidden mechanics that severely slow you down. Sometimes the cashier belt at the register seems like it's just lagging. The items aren't moving smoothly, the whole checkout minigame feels broken, and you're thinking, great, another glitch. Actually, scratch that, it's not a glitch at all. The belt is just absolutely filthy. Look for a sponge, usually tucked in the bottom corner of your checkout UI screen. Grab that sponge and aggressively wipe down the conveyor belt. A clean belt physically moves the items much faster. That means your checkout process speeds up significantly. And hey, faster checkouts mean happier customers and a much higher volume of sales in the exact same amount of time. It's this tiny, easily missed detail, but mastering it gives you a huge advantage in keeping that line moving.
So, now that we've got the basic chaos under control, let's jump to Section 2, maximizing your profit margins. The station is stable, so it's time to actually grow that virtual bank account. To do this, you absolutely must master what's known as the green dot economy. When you're sitting at your computer ordering inventory or fuel, you are going to notice colored dots next to the prices. A green dot means the current price is lower than the average market rate. When you see green, that's your signal to go all in. Buy as much stock or fuel as you can comfortably afford. On the flip side, a red dot means the price is currently high. When you see red, you should only buy the absolute bare minimum required to just get your station through the day. By strictly following this visual UI system, you are locking in buying low and selling at your standard markup. It is absolutely the fastest way to massively optimize your early profit margins. Bottom line, don't just blindly order stock. Watch those dots. So, what does this all mean for your actual cash flow? Well, the crucial point is knowing exactly where your real money actually comes from. Pumping gas feels like the main event, right? Because you're constantly running out to the pumps. However, it's actually a high-frequency, surprisingly low-margin activity. It pays the bills, sure, But the real secret to your empire? That is the workshop. Repairing tires, fixing broken mirrors, buffing out scratches, these happen at a lower frequency, but they offer a massive profit margin compared to just a simple tank of gas. Because of this, you should immediately prioritize investing in workshop upgrades the absolute moment the game lets you. Pumping gas brings the people in, but fixing their cars, that's the financial engine that will fund your whole operation.
Moving right along to Section 3, managing hazards and headaches. We've optimized the money, but now we have to protect it from the wild desert environment.
Let's talk about the biggest environmental hazard out there, sandstorms. They will periodically roll in and just dump massive, immovable piles of sand directly onto your parking spots. It completely blocks customers from entering. To clear this, you have to fire up Rudy the excavator. But here is the critical tip, the one thing you absolutely must remember. Always keep a small reserve of fuel specifically set aside just for Rudy. Why? Because if a sandstorm hits, blocks your station, and Rudy is out of gas, you enter a dreaded game-ending loop. Think about it. You have no customers coming in to make money to buy gas, and you have no gas to run the excavator to let those customers in. It's game over. Hide a secret stash of fuel, or a single storm can permanently shut you down.
And then, of course, we have the human hazards, specifically a local brat named Dennis. This kid will consistently sneak onto your property and spray paint graffiti all over your pristine walls. And every single piece of graffiti actively lowers your station's overall rating, which hurts your customer flow. Now, the game provides a hilariously blunt mechanic for this. Step 1, spot the graffiti happening. Step 2, quickly scan the ground for a piece of loose trash or a rock. Step 3, pick it up and hurl it directly at Dennis to chase him off. You literally have to drop everything and handle him. But hey, if you find throwing rocks a little too tedious while you're furiously working the register, there's a bonus alternative. You can simply go into the gameplay settings and disable Dennis entirely, permanently saving your walls and, honestly, your sanity.
Another massive headache? Inventory theft. When you order goods, the truck drops them off at your warehouse, and then you have to do the manual labor of picking up those individual boxes and moving them to your shelves. During this process, you have to follow one golden rule. Never, and I mean never, leave your warehouse doors open when you aren't actively carrying a box through them. It is incredibly tempting to leave them wide open while you run off to quickly pump gas for a waiting customer. But if you walk away with those doors open for even a single moment, thieves will sneak in and completely clean out your expensive inventory. It is a severe financial risk. Always close the door behind you, even if you're just stepping away for 10 seconds.
Finally, let's look at Section 4, scaling your highway empire. You've got the cash flowing, the hazards are managed, now it's time for the late game expansion phase.
As you play, you're going to get constant phone calls from a character known as the Uncle. He will aggressively push you to upgrade your station and take out loans. Do not fall for it. You need to ignore this pressure. Do not overexpand too fast. Every time you unlock a new room like the car wash or the ice cream stand, you are adding an entirely new set of responsibilities to your plate. If you jump into these upgrades before you have a rock-solid cash flow and at least your very first employee hired, you're going to instantly become overwhelmed. One person simply cannot run the pumps, the register, the workshop, and a car wash all at the exact same time. It's like juggling chainsaws. Eventually, something's going to catch fire.
Which brings us perfectly to staffing. Once you do hire employees, you've got to understand what they're actually good at. Don't just let them do everything. Employees are absolutely great at running the register and cleaning up the station. These are fantastic tasks to offload because they are the most tedious for you as a player. However, the data strongly shows that employees are incredibly slow at the workshop. And since we already established the workshop is your highest profit margin area, you want to keep those high-value tasks for yourself. You can knock them out quickly and efficiently while your staff handles all the repetitive daily chores.
But you can't just hire them and forget about them. Managing staff requires strict oversight. You must constantly monitor your employees' energy levels. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is to manually send them to their trailer to rest before their energy bar hits zero. If you wait until they're fully exhausted, they will simply abandon their posts and walk off the job to sleep without even warning you. Imagine that happening right as a massive bus of customers pulls up. You'd be left completely high and dry, frantically scrambling to run the register and clean the muddy floors all by yourself. Always rotate their rest periods proactively, for sure.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a piece of bonus advice from the source material and a little question for you. If the chaos is just too much, remember that the game actually allows you to tweak the experience. Will you embrace the random chaos of sandstorms and vandals, or will you toggle those random events off in the settings to focus purely on building your tycoon fantasy? Honestly, there is no wrong way to play, as long as you apply these management blueprints. Find your perfect balance, get out there, and start building that empire. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep your station clean.
Oh my god, it stinks.